you as a person know what kind of things you want out of life. If you're watching this video, you probably want to be more disciplined but can't. You know, you're not satisfied that you haven't made progress towards your goal because of your lack of discipline, because of your lack of effort. So in this video, I'm going to show you my story in order for you to understand what I did, so that way you can apply it for yourself and understand your soul, understand the pros and cons, understand everything to help you grow your discipline naturally like I did, so you don't have to take years. You could cut fucking years off of your learning curve and get disciplined like fucking that, because it feels like that. Once you understand your mind and your soul, it feels like an instant switch that allows you to finally be okay with becoming who you want to become as a person, which is, if it's not the raves and shit like that, you don't feel congruent with that, it's fucking reaching success. It's like power. It's like, that's what you want. So that's what this video is about, is to teach you how to do that. So what's going on, you guys? So, I'm about to start my workout. And, you know, I was thinking of something really quick, and it's about discipline, and it's kind of like why I ended up choosing a life full of discipline instead of like happiness. I believe, you know, in order to really grow in one area in life, like let's say discipline and chasing your goals, you know, a lot of the time you have to sacrifice happiness, you know, things you want to do, you know, hang out with friends and family and drink, you know, you got to sometimes cut that out and sacrifice it for your goals. And vice versa, you know, if you want to live a life of happiness, you know, a lot of the time it comes at the cost of your goals. You want to drink, you want to go to parties, you want to go to raves, you know, and some people have like a balance where they have like a little bit of both, and then you kind of get like average results, which is cool as well, because you're also living the life that you want to live, which is friends, fun, family, raves, all the good stuff that comes with that. And then, you know, a little bit of, maybe your goal is like getting the best physique. You know, you make some progress, but you're not all the way there, because, you know, you love happiness. You love both, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like how I see it, it's like it's a scale of like happiness and discipline. And it's like, when you like start to grow up, you kind of start to learn which side you're on. Is it like goal chasing, and is it you want to achieve everything that you've ever wanted in life, or is it happiness? And it's not like you're like completely one side or the other, but it's like you lean more towards one. Or maybe it's a balance. Or maybe, you know, you start to really thrive into like discipline, and that's the life you want to live. It's just discipline, discipline, discipline. You know, like David Goggins, like Andrew Tate, you know, Alex Ramosi, you know. Or is it happiness? Is it going to be like, who's happy? I don't know. Who? You see, I chose discipline, you know, so I don't really know who's like the gurus of like happiness, and like the monks and the Zen states and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But then again, the monks, discipline, that's all discipline. So I don't, maybe you can have both. I don't fucking know. I don't know. There's no way monks are fucking super, super happy all the time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, though? You know, you kind of lean towards one side. I chose discipline. So basically in this video, I'm going to show you not only how to increase your discipline levels to a fucking crazy extent, because it happened to me, and it happened naturally. It's not like I'm forcing myself to do this. It's not like I'm going on like a 30-day lock-in, you know, kind of thing. It's like, this is part of my lifestyle. This is how I want to live my life. I'm going to show you how I did that specifically, naturally. I'm going to tell you what kind of course, what it's going to bring you success, you know. Discipline is going to bring you success, but I'm going to show you the pros and cons of it, because there's a lot of pros, but just as many as there are pros, there are cons to it, that it kind of does suck. But basically the gist is like the more successful and the closer you get to your goals, a lot of the time that requires more and more effort and more discipline. And what happens after that is like it gets lonelier and lonelier. It's true what they say, like, and I'm only realizing this now in 2025 because I've actually taken that next step towards discipline. But it's like the more discipline you get, the higher you get to your goals, the lonelier you really do become. It's because it's like your personality changes. Like my personality has definitely changed for sure. I'm a different person than who I was like when I was like 20 or something. You know, I'm 25 right now, but like when I was 20. I still feel the same. I feel the same internally. Like I don't feel like nothing has changed, but a lot of people's perspectives of me and like the way they view me is like just totally different. Like they feel like I'm changing, you know? Like I've literally heard this, like you're changing, bro. Like you're becoming someone else, but I feel totally normal. So like, am I changing, or am I just becoming who I've been like from the start. So that's what this video is gonna be about. It's like me explaining like my personality change, and is it me changing or is it my personality from the start? And you know, the pros and cons of it, and how it gets lonelier at the top, of course, how it benefits you success-wise, but also how to grow yours if you know that this is the kind of life that you want to live. If you're watching this video, probably a person who wants to develop their discipline levels. I'm going to do my workout as I'm talking about this stuff. So I gotta go into my little coaching app because I'm coaching myself on how to become a better athlete. Like I've already achieved the ultimate physique, which I explained in the last video, but now I'm trying to become the ultimate athlete. So I'm my own coach, so I have to log into my program really quick. I wasn't always super disciplined. Like now I'm disciplined to the point where I can just have complete, deep, hard work ethic for like 14 hours, 16 hours every single day for like 7 days straight. Like I have to give myself a day off, like purposely, because I will keep doing it. And I'll be so disciplined where I know like I am like not doing as great as I can be and chasing my goals because I'm mentally tired, but I'll keep being disciplined. So I have to give myself that day off because I'm that disciplined, you know? So I wasn't always like that in life. Like there was a point where I was pretty balanced. You know, I was enjoying working out because I loved working out, but at the same time I was enjoying the weekend and drinking, and you know, I would smoke weed and I would binge out on food, and I would wake up with a hangover the next morning and eat some wings and watch the football games and be with everyone and laugh and have a good time. Like I've been in that balanced state before, you know, that balanced kind of way of life. But the thing is even though I had balance, even though I found happiness in that, you know, I was never actually satisfied. I was not satisfied because I wasn't satisfied with where I was in chasing my goals, you know, because I wanted to have at that point the leanest, you know, most natural physique. Like that was my goal back then. I did a pretty good job of doing so, you know, because that was my goal, but I was, you know, messing up on the weekends, and, you know, I was enjoying life, having that balance. I never actually got there, so I was never content. I was never satisfied. And then there's like this, it's like, it kind of feels like that was never meant for me. That kind of balanced life wasn't meant for me because it didn't feel congruent with who I was as a person. And it felt like I was doing the wrong thing almost. Like it always felt like I was doing the wrong thing, even though I shouldn't have. And there's people who don't feel like that. It felt like I was doing the wrong thing. And I have this burning desire. It's this weird burning desire that makes me just want to win at everything. Just makes me want to just chase after goals and, you know, be the fucking, like, man, like, there's like this weird burning desire. I can't explain it, but you literally feel it. It feels like it's coming from right here. And it feels like a burning fire. And having that burning fire, it's like, it makes you like a little bit disciplined. Like that's what it feels. It makes me want to chase my goals and be disciplined because of this burning desire. And I think a lot of people, it takes them a lot of time to really figure out if they want to live, you know, more disciplined lifestyle or a more happy lifestyle. But from an early age, I've always kind of leaned towards that discipline side, just a little bit more than the other kids, you know. And it showed in early life. And no one ever forced me. My parents didn't force me to do anything. You know, I chose this by myself. I got to start warming up. But like, for example, when I was little, I would always play this game called Minecraft. And I would spend hours playing that game. It was either that or I'd watch hours of anime. And I would spend hours on it, 10 hours straight, you know? And when I'd be playing this game, I would have to cut midway through and tell all my friends that I was playing with, hey, sorry guys, I gotta dip real quick. I gotta go do my parkour session outside. And like, bro, what? Bro, what are you talking about? Why you gotta do that? Like, just stop, just keep playing. I'd be like, no, like I have to do it. Like, I didn't want to do it. Like, I did not want to do it. I wanted to stay and play Minecraft. You know, I was a kid, I wanted to have a good time. But something within me, that burning desire, I don't know what it is, pushed me to go do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't fucking want to do it. But it's like, if I didn't do it, then I wouldn't feel satisfied. And it was like, am I chasing happiness? Because if I was chasing happiness, I would have stayed in that Minecraft world or watching anime for 10 hours straight. But it was like, since I didn't feel satisfied, you know, I had to go outside and practice parkour, and I did it every single day at the same, maybe not at the same time, but every single fucking day. Every day. So, you know, now I'm thinking about it now. Was I chasing happiness, or was I always chasing to be satisfied? That internal, whether, I don't know where it fucking came from, insecurities, kid trauma, whatever it was, I had that burning desire, and I had to satisfy me being satisfied. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I didn't want to be disciplined. Like, I wanted to enjoy a lot of the things that made me happy. Like for example, when I would work at a 9-to-5 job and the bosses, they would bring pizza and chicken and at my place, we would have food trucks come and make everyone burgers and they'd always bring donuts and there'd be little snacks going around and they looked good as hell. I don't know what it was. Even though I had a fucking amazing physique by that time already, I don't know what it was, but even though I wanted to eat that food bad because one of my craziest vices is food, I eat food with everything, I still decided to push it away and I decided to drink my nasty ass shake, fucking nasty ass shake that I randomly put together because I thought it was healthy, spinach, kale, protein powder, chocolate, and it was a gross ass shake, fucking gross, banana, peanut butter, it was gross. And I would drink that every single fucking day and I kept saying no to all of the food, all the time, every single day. No to the snacks, no to the donuts. And I'd be sitting there at the lunch table while everyone's eating all that shit, all that food. I'd be sitting there at lunch watching everyone eat it, having a good time, and I'm eating my fucking nasty ass chicken and rice, asparagus. It was gross. So again, I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway. I've always leaned towards that disciplined side for some reason. But also, don't get me wrong, like in this point in my life, I still had that, like I wasn't all the way fully locked in because yes, Monday through Friday, I wouldn't cheat on my diet and I would work out every single day when I didn't want to. But towards the weekend, Saturday and Sunday come, I'd go back to the drinking. I would have my michelada with the tomato juice and the tahini rim. I would have my wings on the side and fried pickles and fries. Like I kept fucking up. And then the next morning, of course, I would feel like shit, guilty, and have those feelings of regret after. But I still had that balanced life, I still enjoyed that happiness over being fully satisfied. But the crazy thing is as I kept practicing discipline and being disciplined, my discipline level just kept growing naturally. And I didn't have to force it, it just kept going. And then it got to the point where it's like, I told myself I'm not gonna drink for the next month or so. Just fucking cuz. And then that also landed on my birthday. Turns out I had a surprise birthday party waiting for me. So I had this whole surprise birthday party. I've never gotten a surprise birthday party ever. So it's like, damn. But guess what? I can't drink. And I stuck to that word. Everyone's handing me drinks. Come on, bro, drink. It's your birthday party. Like, you don't got it. For some reason, I couldn't. It was like if I did, I would like be going up against my own word. I'd be going up against who I am as a person. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it. It's like, so what I'm trying to say is like I tried being balanced and I would try like even going to like raves and falling into other people's lifestyles, but it was never congruent with me because when I would go to these raves, I would always be like pretending to have a good time, like, yeah, this is fun, I'm happy, I'm fucking happy, you guys, I'm happy. But I wasn't fucking happy. It's like, and the whole time I was there, I was thinking, damn, bro, I came here, I'm wasting my fucking time, and I could have been doing something that's beneficial for my goals. I could have been studying about health and fitness. I could have been studying how dopamine, like, ruins all of your motivation if you're crashing out on social media all the time. I could have been learning about, serotonin levels and how, like, a bunch of fucking shit. I could have been learning something. But instead, I was here pretending to have a good time at the fucking rave. I was never congruent. It just never felt congruent, even after school, in middle school. I remember in middle school, like I said, I would always have to work out. I always had to work out. I'd be like procrastinating. I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out. Because I gave myself the worst workouts in middle school. It was the hardest fucking workouts to do. I'm not even fucking playing in middle school. I just remember like, damn, I'm gonna be out of breath. I gotta warm up. I'm tired. I wanna take a nap in middle school. I just wanted to take a nap. Naps felt good in middle school. And then like, I wouldn't feel satisfied. That's the key point. I wouldn't feel satisfied until I got that workout done. Sometimes that took hours to do, but I did it. I got it done. So having that balanced lifestyle, it never made me completely satisfied with what I was doing. So I was never actually happy. My version of happiness isn't being happy. I know what happiness feels. My version of happiness and how I want to live life is feeling satisfied that I'm chasing after my goals. It's almost like I feel nervous if I'm not chasing my goals. But when I'm chasing and I'm doing something, that nervousness goes away and it makes me feel satisfied that pain is going away. That might sound fucking horrible, but that makes me happy. That satisfaction is my happiness. And at the same time, it's like I wasn't being completely congruent with myself because I have that burning desire. It's like a built up explosion of just everlasting energy and fire. That's what it feels like. So it's like I needed to push that somewhere. And happiness, partying with the raves, drinking alcohol is not what got me there. And that's what leads me to my next point, and I want to talk about like my soul. Like, I feel like everyone has their soul that attracts them to something specific. Maybe that's race car driving, maybe that's raves, maybe that's, going to the gym every single day. Something. Your soul is attracted to something. So I want to talk a little bit about my soul, just because I feel like everything that I'm talking about is going to help you, the person who's watching this, become more disciplined so you can live that lifestyle of discipline. But stay tuned, okay? Because I'm going to show you what I did I want you guys to understand like the reasons of how I've led myself to craving so much discipline and living this life of discipline. And that takes so many different things. It takes like you understanding your own soul and what you want in a life. It takes you understanding like I don't even know how to say this. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you as a person know what kind of things you want out of life. If you're watching this video, you probably want to be more disciplined but can't. You're not satisfied that you haven't made progress towards your goal because of your lack of discipline, because of your lack of effort. So in this video, I'm going to show you my story in order for you to understand what I did so that way you can apply it for yourself and understand your soul, understand the pros and cons, understand everything to help you grow your discipline naturally like I did, so you don't have to take years. You could cut fucking years off of your learning curve and get disciplined like fucking that, because it feels like that. Once you understand your mind and your soul, it feels like an instant switch that allows you to finally be okay with becoming who you want to become as a person, which is, if it's not the raves and shit like that, you don't feel congruent with that, it's fucking reaching success. It's like power. It's like, that's what you want. So that's what this video is about, is to teach you how to do that. So I'm going to work out a little bit, get warmed up real quick, and then I'll go to my next topic, which is, understanding my soul. I want you guys to understand my soul so you can see how I think, what I view, and then, I don't know, maybe it'll open up your guys' eyes. I don't fucking know. This is my first time really explaining this as well, so I don't fucking know. Okay, so my soul, like I said, always has been just wanting to be great. Like that's what it's really all about. Like it's just always wanted to be great. Like the shows I used to watch, the anime shows, the superhero shows. I was always attracted to like watching people like Alexander the Great, who was just a conqueror, Genghis Khan, a conqueror, and they just learned to conquer and just be strong from at 18 years old. That's what attracted, hard work is what attracted me. Hard work ethic is what attracted me. There's times where I'm watching someone work hard in the gym, or maybe we're in the garage working out together and they're benching like crazy and I can see that they're putting their fucking all into it. Like watching someone else work that fucking hard will give me fucking goosebumps. I will have this emotional surge of feelings. It literally feels like a wave of energy is like waves of energy flowing throughout my whole body and goosebumps throughout my whole body. I'm not playing. That's exactly what physically happens. So I've always been super attracted to work ethic, power, success. That's always what's been my thing. So I've always been having that self-competitive work ethic to improve myself. And this applied to games as well. So even though I was happiness, even though if I was in a balanced lifestyle like I was 5 years ago, playing Fortnite, drinking weed, plus working out, when I was playing Fortnite, when I was playing Fortnite, I would lose sometimes, right? And that only made me want to just become a little bit better. So I would spend hours focusing on building drills. For those of you guys who know what Fortnite is, it's all about building up defensive walls and, whoever has the best defense and offense wins, right? So I would be practicing drills in Fortnite to try to get better. And that's the self-competitive thing that I had for myself, because it was work ethic. And it's crazy because when I would accomplish a goal and I would get a little bit better, it was never enough. It was okay, that's cool, but I also need to work on this. Okay, did that, but I also need to work on this. So it's it never fucking ends. And that's why I'm telling myself, is it happiness I'm craving? Because when I get to the goal, I'm not fucking happy. When I'm playing Fortnite, I'm not fucking happy. It's all about satisfying that need to get better. Satisfying the need to get better. Satisfying the need to get better. That's what it was about for me. So again, wherever that came from, traumas, insecurities, feeling weak, like I've talked about all that other stuff in my old videos, it probably came from that, but it also, I know that burning desire has always been there for my whole entire life, and I think that burning desire just with all those things just led up to self-improving. Never being satisfied, always trying to get better. You know what I just said. So that is like my soul. So like you have to figure out what is your soul? Like what are you naturally attracted to? That's what you should be focusing on. Going into your internal self and saying, what feelings and emotions have I always been attracted to? Because it's only when you do that, when you'll finally figure out and you'll crack the code of discipline. I've done that one step and it's taken me fucking miles, you know? It's taken me through fucking other levels of discipline, you know? And discipline is a skill. It's a fucking skill. And I'm gonna explain how, like the main thing that when it comes to like discipline, it's a fucking skill that can be developed. I never used to do 14, 16 hours, just days of work and deep work, fucking undistracted, focused work. It started with like 30 minutes, then 2 hours, then 4 hours, then 6 hours, then 10 hours, then 16 hours. It took time. So next thing I want to talk about that might help you understand discipline on a deeper level is why I want to be disciplined. Like what do I get at it? Why do I want to be more disciplined? And this has to do with more so goals, but let's get to it. It's 100 fucking degrees outside right now. Just went on a tiny little run, and I feel like I just got darker. And I'm already sweating like crazy. But we get this work. Agility time, speed time, explosive time. You know, it's time to get fucking functional, like I was explaining in my last video. Okay, so now we are gonna go outside in the backyard and do some plyometric work. But like I was saying, like why was I so disciplined? Like what were my goals? My goal, hopefully you can hear me and the wind's not too strong, but my goal, let me face the other way. My goal was to just be as, you know, shredded as I possibly can. Like that was the main goal. That was the big main goal. Be as shredded as I possibly naturally can. How great can I get? What can I achieve? Like I already knew like my physique that I was at, but I knew I could take it to another fucking level. How much of another level can I get to? So that was my goal. But I also didn't feel like I wasn't satisfied because the way my physique was looking, it was mediocre. You know, it felt mediocre to me. And that's one of the main things that has always pushed me to strive for new things is the phrase mediocre, like to be average. I don't know what it was about being average, but I couldn't fucking stand it. Like just the fact that like I don't know what it was. Like it wasn't even the fact that I know that I was meant for greatness and I can achieve so much more. It was just the fact of being another average fucking person in the world. Like another average person walking around just doing fucking nothing, not chasing for something, especially as I'm like watching Alexander the Great and all these anime shows. I'm growing up with superheroes, like they did something crazy. And I wanted the same thing for myself. You know, I want to live a life that is not mediocre, but is, you know, I did something with my life. I fucking did something with my life. That's really what pushed me so hard. And like I was saying before, discipline is a skill that's developed, and it's developed naturally over time. And it's crazy because the more disciplined you can get, the less bad habits you will just naturally find yourself stop doing. So like when I first had that balanced lifestyle, I was disciplined, but not to this fucking level. And as I've gotten more and more disciplined, it's like I don't even crave video games anymore. Like I'll even think about them from time to time, and it's like when it gets down to the moment, I just don't want to play them. Like I have the time sometimes and I just don't want to play them. And it's like you just stop craving it slowly and slowly and slowly. And it's like now I don't even think about video games ever, you know? Another example, like food is one of my biggest vices, and even that's starting to go away. Like that is starting to go away. I would like jump at the first sight of food, you know? I'd be working and, oh, food's ready, come on, let's go. Oh, food's here, thank you for bringing the food, and I'll come and go and eat the food. But now it gets to the point where it's like, okay, food's here, cool. Work, jump, working out, work. And then it'll be like 3 hours, and the food's cold, and then I eat. And I don't even mind it. I don't give a fuck. You know, and it's like the the more discipline you grow, the bad habits go away. Now I don't crave alcohol. I used to fucking crave alcohol. Fuck yeah, shots. Let's take some fucking shots. Hell yeah, yeah, yeah. Shot o'clock, baby. Take some fucking shots. And it's like, it just goes away. It fucking goes away. You know, I used to like smoking weed, playing video games with the friends, you know, laughing, have a good time, and you get the giggles, and you're laughing your ass off, and you're eating all this good food. And I don't crave that no more. It goes away. The more disciplined you get, all this shit starts to go away. It's fucking crazy. But you have to develop that skill, and that can happen with time. Or if you keep watching this video, you'll understand how to actually do it so you can cut that time in half. It took me 10 years to get to this point. Maybe it'll take you 2. But that's a lot of fucking time, and we only get like 90 years to live, 90 to 100. You know, that's a lot. That's a tenth of your life. So, yeah. So you know what? Let me actually say what the big secret is. What I found the big secret is to getting crazy discipline. And that is, the more you care about your goal, the more disciplined you will be. And you might be saying, yeah, bro, I care about my goal. I care about my goal. Bro, I care about my goal, but I'm just not disciplined. No, the fuck you don't. Because I've had a little bit of care for my goals, but I didn't understand how much I cared about my goals. And that led me to only being able to work for 2 hours, 3 hours, you know. But once I finally understood why it's so important to me, once I finally understood why my internal soul does it, like craves fucking hard work. Once I finally understood my insecurities, my weakness feelings, my helplessness feelings, and how it applies to my goal. Once I've understood what I want for my goal and what it's gonna bring me, and on a deeper level, on an internal, inside, mental level, on a deep fucking level, it's only then when you actually think about your goal for hours, when you finally start to understand why you want it, and then that's gonna make you understand, okay, this is why I want my goal. This is why I want my goal, and then you'll start being disciplined for hours. You remember how bad you want it, and you keep thinking about it, so you keep being disciplined. 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours go by, and you don't even fucking notice it because you're working so hard. Once you finally understand how much you want your goal and how much you care about your goal, if you actually care about it, once you care about it enough, then you'll be like, okay, well, if I care about my goal enough, I'm willing to cut out the alcohol. If I'm willing to, if I want my goal hard enough, I'm gonna cut out these people out of my life. If I want my goal hard enough, I'm gonna stop eating these foods because this is gonna make me healthier and my brain healthier, and I'm gonna start reading these books and make my brain smarter so that way I can get to my fucking goal. And it's like, it's at that point of understanding how deep and how badly you want your goal, how much you care for it, that's gonna give you the discipline instantly, fucking instantly. It'll be like an instant shift from yesterday to today, and working only 2 hours to fucking 10 hours straight, and that's how you get to your goal. And this applies to any goal. I'm talking about your physique, I'm talking about wealth, whatever it is. You know, you can always be doing something for your goal. You can learn about physique, you can learn about nutrition, learn proteins, carbs, fats, different macro splits, different training splits, how plyometrics applies to power, everything, you know? There's knowledge you can do. You can actually take the actions to work out. You can do so much, but you don't care about your goal enough, which is why you aren't willing to give up all these things. Now, with that in mind, I should be working out, but I'm kind of already in the zone. This is fine. That's how you build more discipline. But there also are cons to discipline. Like, being so disciplined and spending all your time doing it, it's gonna push you so much harder. You're gonna get to your goals so much faster, but it comes at a cost. Like, this shit isn't free. So what are these cons? So number one is it can completely shut you away and push people away from you, because as you start chasing like discipline and your goals, you're gonna have to be more disciplined to get to your goals, at least for the most part. You know, it starts to push people away from you because the things that once connected you start to change as well. So maybe you made a friend out of like drinking and smoking, playing video games. Well, once you become more disciplined and you're willing to take those things out and really actually not even crave them, you know, that authenticity that you once had with that friend playing those video games goes away. So even if you are playing it, it's like you're not fully in it. It's like you're not fully in it. You're not fully there. You're not fully paying attention. You're not in the moment because you're thinking about your goal, you know? And then when you do actually cut it out and he asks you over and over again, hey, let's go drink, hey, let's go play this video game, it's like kind of like you're like, you know, you're going to start saying no. You're going to start saying, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And you're going to actually mean it because you care about your goals so much. Like, this means the world to you. This is who you are as a person. You shouldn't feel bad about that. You know, you say, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, you might feel bad because, you know, it hurts his feelings and he wants to do it. But you're like, nah, bro, I'm good. I'm straight. So then, you know, he keeps asking you. And then eventually he's going to stop asking you. And then eventually you guys start pulling away from each other. And then, you know, you guys aren't really friends anymore. But the same thing can happen to family members. Same thing can happen to anything, you know? Like, you literally start becoming a different person. So that can push people away from you. Now, another con to that is it's like sometimes it's hard to connect to new people. Maybe you're at, like, I don't know, some social event or something, and maybe it's not necessarily your goal related kind of thing. So it's like you're meeting people and it's like they're talking about all these different things like raves or some shit, and it's like you can't connect with them on a deep level, maybe surface level, and you're asking questions like, oh shit, how was that, how'd that go for you, oh that's cool, yeah bro, yeah, no, I actually like that kind of music. But on a deeper level, you're not actually there, so you guys never actually connect on a deep level. It's all surface level shit, and it's because that's not you, that at least not anymore, that's not you. You guys are totally different, you know. So sometimes it can be hard making new connections and getting deep with them. That's really what it is. It's hard to get deep with them because you don't fucking give a fuck. You honestly can give two fucking fucks. You can care less. So that's another con. Now another thing I've noticed when it comes to like chasing my goals and discipline is like I'm a little too serious now. Like I feel like I'm too serious. Everyone's laughing, having a good time, like telling me jokes and stuff, but it's like they tell it to me and I'm like I don't laugh. Like I feel boring. Like I feel fucking boring on the inside. Like I actually feel like a boring person now because I'm chasing this life of discipline. Like that's what I've noticed. Maybe that's just me because I'm always thinking about my goal and like how I'm not there and I'm chasing it, and you know what can I do? Like when people are talking to me, sometimes I'm thinking about, okay, what can I be doing to get to my goal faster? It's like I'm not actually there, so I can't enjoy the moment. So like I feel boring. So it's like you take life too seriously sometimes when you're always thinking about like your goal. You know? Just those are some of the cons that I've noticed that are off the top of my head. I've written them down, so I've been like looking at my phone to see the things that I come up with because I can't remember all this shit sometimes. But yeah, so you guys, I'm gonna work out. My camera's actually dying. I'll be back after my workout to show you guys like exactly my process on the steps that I took to take my discipline to another level. And you don't want to miss this part because it's very, very important. I actually read a book and it changed my life fucking forever. It has to do with your mindset and how you think about your goals. So I'm gonna work out and yeah, we'll get to it. That was my workout. It's like I felt like I did nothing, but like my body is drained. Like I fucking did a full upper body drop set at 3 sets, max hypertrophy plus sprint, hill sprints kind of workout. Like that's how exhausted my body feels. But it feels like I did fucking nothing. I don't know, but first time doing like a lot of plyometric work, a lot of more so like athletic agility type training. And it was interesting for sure. There's a lot of weak points that I have that I see now, and I see how that definitely applies to when I would try to like play sports with like friends and stuff. I could definitely, yeah. Anyways, I have one more thing for you guys, which I have it written down here. How did I naturally improve and increase my level of discipline over the years? So I'm going to take what I've learned, and that way you guys can start applying it and get something from this video instead of just me fucking talking my bullshit. And you know, you can actually apply these steps. You can tell I'm fucking drained. Like I'm exhausted right now. That's how you guys got to be training. Like I train like that for my weightlifting sessions. That's how you guys got to train. Like this, like you got to be exhausted. I talked about this in my other video, the last one I created before this. Like complete exhaustion. That's one of the keys to success, building a crazy physique. Okay, the first one is like what we talked about already, is how much do you care about your goal? The more that you care about your goal, the more you're going to want to give up a lot of things like alcohol and drugs and, you know, bad people who are preventing you from reaching success. Like, what does that goal mean to you? Like, what will that bring you if you accomplish it? Like, why are you chasing it in the first place? Like, the more information you have about your goal and why you care about it, the better. And what you want to do is you want to emotionalize it. So like when one of the things that I was taught that helped me have that belief in myself and have want to put more discipline in myself to chase my goals, because a lot of people, you know, they're not chasing their goals because they don't actually believe in themselves, so they don't put a lot of discipline in. A lot of the time that has to do with you having a lack of self-belief, which is what I struggled with. And what helps that with that a lot
is emotionalizing your goals. Like, so like imagining yourself having the goal and what those feelings were like. And you have to really get in touch with your emotions and trigger real emotions. You have to think about it that hard and trigger real emotions. And you have to keep doing that every single night. And then it's called, you have to emotionalize you getting to your goals. You have to emotionalize what would happen if you don't chase your goals. Like, what would it be like? Like, you have to imagine what kind of fear you might have. Like, let's say, you're an overweight person, for example. And what would those goals, what would happen if you didn't lose the weight? You kept getting fatter. You get diabetes, you get stroke, you get heart attack, you get Alzheimer's. Like, you have to really imagine what would happen when you get those things and how that would trigger other people, your family, your friends, making them cry. How would that make you feel? And like emotionalizing that is gonna really embed your goal in your mind and help improve your discipline. Number 2 is you have to figure out like what's preventing you from even wanting to get to your goal. What's preventing you from stop thinking about what's stopping you from thinking about your goal? And a lot of this has to do with like instant gratification things. This can be like social media. When you're scrolling on social media, you're frying your dopamine levels. It takes away a lot of that motivation, because your dopamine levels are fried, and dopamine is motivation. Like, those things are correlated together. And when that happens, like, you don't think about your goals, or it might make you even anxious to even try to go after your goals. It might create more self-doubt and limiting beliefs. Or like video games, same thing. It's like you're accomplishing these goals in a video game, and that like gives you enough dopamine satisfaction to not want to chase it in real life. Or like alcohol and weed, it gives you those happiness feelings and takes away that motivational pain that you need in order to see success. Like, it's pain what triggers a lot of people to push past their limits and chase after these goals. But if you delete that pain because you're smoking and drinking all the time, you're never going to have that motivation. Social media, never going to have that motivation. Video games, never going to have that. Find what's preventing you from chasing your goals, from thinking about your goals, and get rid of them. And that also ties into like, how much do you care about your goal? Because you're not going to be willing to do that if you don't care about your goal enough. So just by applying those 2 little things, like, that can instantly flip your discipline and 180 shift yourself to like, one day you're playing video games for 4 hours, for 4 hours, to all of a sudden shifting it to 2 hours. And those extra 2 hours that you get to yourself to work on yourself, you can use that to work out, you can use that to gain knowledge, and then you do that every single day over the course of a year, and all of a sudden you're fucking Einstein, or you're fucking Arnold, the bodybuilder. Like, it can just be that simple. It's literally, that's what happened to me. I internalized it, my goals, I emotionalized it, I started seeing importance, so I started getting rid of the alcohol and weed, and that just helps me improve even more and makes me more motivated. And then you start seeing some progress. I don't even know what this video is even about at this point. I'm just telling you about discipline and how it's affected me, and how I've gotten it to improve and increase, and how it's only going to make me more successful and the things that I got going on. So hopefully you can take these same concepts and you listen to my story and apply it to yourself. And that's really about it, guys. I do want to tell you guys though, like, I still have my happiness moments now. Like, I'm not like a fucking robot. I'm still human at the end of the day. So I spend like the last 3 hours of my day watching my favorite show, which is right now The Punisher, and it kind of just reinforces everything that I have going on in my life right now. Like, it's all about like him getting to his goals, him having hardships. Like, I love shows like that. Like, that's what I'm attracted to, like I was talking about. So, I mean, once in every so often, I'll like have a drink. Like, this past weekend, I actually did have a few drinks. But before that, I went like 3-4 weeks without having a drink, and even not even wanting to touch it. So, I mean, I still do have my times where I enjoy myself, but I'm leaning more and more and more by the day towards discipline. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully this video gave you some kind of like epiphany or something. Hopefully it helped, and I'm just not talking a bunch of bullshit. That's it, guys. I'm tired. I'm drained, but I still got work to do. So, yeah, later.